France is a wonderful country. It's a country which is very diverse. It's very central in Europe. It's one of the main European economies. And this is also the home of gastronomy.
You can find big groups, you can find startups, young startups, you can find international organizations, multicultural groups and communities. So you can share your own culture, your own skills, and I'm sure it will be a great journey. Teaching in business schools is extremely interesting because we get to look at real-life examples of companies for management and marketing, and I prioritize student involvement, both in the participation in class and also in bringing topics that they're curious about. So I try to create a really interactive environment where everybody learns from each other. I learn from my students, and I hope that they learn from me too.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Darren Hunt. I'm the president of our International School of Management. We're here today to talk about why you should consider studying in France as a country, as opposed to perhaps the UK, the United States, Australia, New Zealand, all the usual countries that you think of. So here is an alternative for you. I'm not alone. I have with me Lakshmi. Hi, Lakshmi. How are you?
Yeah, hi, sir. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I believe that we also have our trusted partner with us. Hi, Sheetal.
Hi, sir.
Hi. Maybe we could just take a moment or two so that you could explain before I give the presentation. If you could explain who you are and what you do.
Yeah, sure, sir. I am very glad to be here today. And my name is Shidhar. I am working as the relationship manager at ImmiEd Global Private Limited. So, talking about our firm, ImmiEd Global Private Limited is the India's first study abroad consultancy led by immigration lawyers. So, we have six branches in different cities of Kerala, and our head office was in Kochi. So, what we are looking is we are committed to providing expert guidance to the students seeking international educational opportunities. We are very proud to be partnered with Aura School of Management France and looking forward to guiding more students who want to study in France in the coming years. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the presentation. Now we're on YouTube, it's live. So this means that it's recorded, which means if you're watching and I'm going too quickly for you, you can go back to the video and stop it on the relevant pages where you want to read the information. You'll see I'm going to go fairly quickly, but I'm trying to put across the main points. So ladies, I will bring you back into the studio just when we come to the questions and answers a little bit later on. So I'll see you later. Thank you. Okay, so basically, the first thing I need to do is tell you about our International School of Management. It's a school that's been vetted and is a part or linked to the government, if you like, in France. It was created in 2021 by myself and a team of people. The school itself has two campuses. We have one that's in Paris, which I'll explain in a moment, and a second one, which is in the city of Lyon, which is the second biggest economic city in France. So in Paris itself, there is an area of Paris that's called La Défense. La Défense is in the west side of Paris itself. And it's actually, the La Défense is known to be, and it is the biggest business hub in Europe. I said the biggest business hub in Europe, so it made definite sense for us to have our campus there. It's a very big campus. You can see a couple of photos here with a cafeteria, obviously classrooms. We have a games room, there's a computer room, and you can see there's a reading area. So very big and modern. A very spacious campus that we have there. Then we have the second one, which is in the city of Lyon. Now, why Lyon? One, because it is the second biggest economic city in France, but secondly, and probably the most important, is that for the hospitality side, when I talk about the different options that you have at studying at OR International, on the hospitality side, Lyon as a city is actually known to be the capital of gastronomy. So it made sense for us to be there. You may have heard of what's known as Michelin stars, which are very high-end restaurants that could have Michelin stars, a little bit like the star system we have for hotels, 2, 3, 4, 5-star, and above 5-star palaces. We also work with palaces as our partners, which is where we're placing our students that are doing hospitality. So moving on from Lyon, you can see a couple of images again, very international. We do have lots of students from Kerala. We have lots of students from India on the whole. However, we do have students from other countries too, whether it be the Middle East, whether it's Africa, pretty much from all over. And also from other parts of Asia, we have from the Philippines and other countries, Vietnam, etc. So very international environment. One of the things that you're going to need to think about when you study abroad, whether it's in France or any other country, is the accommodation and the cost behind that. Now, typically in Europe, accommodation is expensive. It varies depending on whether you have a big apartment, small apartment, you're sharing, whether you're on the exterior of the town, whether you're in the heart of the city, etc. Accommodation in France is between 400 to 800 euros per month. Now, I do have two good bits of information for you. The first is that OR International can provide accommodation, whether it's in Lyon or whether it's in Paris itself. So that's the first good bit of information. The second, which is probably even better, is that the French government will actually help you financially to pay your accommodation. Now, you will receive between 35 and 50% of your monthly rent back from the government. So they're helping you each month to pay for your accommodation. So just again, 400 to 800 euros per month, on average, let's say 600, 5 to 600 is the average. ORA can provide accommodation in both of the cities, and the government will pay you back 35 to 50%, as much as 50% of your rent each month. Moving on to the internships, you will see when I present the programs that the internship represents a big part of what you will be doing while you're here. So you will have 6 months studies and 6 months internship each year. You'll see I'll be repeating this when I'm showing you the programs. Now, the internship is just after your 6 month studies, and again, it's for 6 months, so that you can put into action what you have been learning over the first 6 months. So again, everything that we're teaching you is in English, although we will be teaching you French too, so that you can learn a new language while you're here and be able to interact with local people. Your internship, when you're doing that, is for 6 months. Obviously, you can use a bit of the French, even if it's limited to start with for the first year. You can use that when you're doing your internship. The internships are guaranteed that they're paid. So you will be paid each month, and you will have an absolute minimum of 624 euros. However, it could be as much as double. I've even seen triple this amount. It depends on the partner that you will be doing your internship with. They are our partners. We will present you to them for your interviews, for you to shine at your interview, and then once you have your internship, you're paid each month. Generally speaking, for the first 6 months while you're studying, not all of them, but a lot of our students wished to have a part-time job, and they're very easy to find, and we do help you with that too. Generally speaking, they're earning around 800 euros per month, and then for their internships, it could be as little as 624, but it could be much more than that. There are advantages depending whether you're on business or hospitality. On hospitality, for example, when you have your internship, you will be living in the hotel, and you will be fed by the hotel, and you have your uniform. So obviously you have no expenditure at all. This is all pocket money that you will receive. Some of the partners that we have, they're international, very international. We have the Chambers of Commerce and Industry we're very proud of. There are high-end hotels, palaces for the main of them. There are people in finance and general digital. So depending whether it's business or hospitality, obviously we have the partners there for you to be able to do your internship. Moving on to the benefits of coming to France. Now, France has not been, let's be honest, it's not been the most popular destination. Most people didn't even know they could go and study in France until perhaps 2-3 years ago. French government have put a lot of things into place, even more for India, because there are such good such a good political relationship between the countries. So the stayover visa is longer for Indians than any other country. They've just put so much into place. The first thing you have is social security, which means you have health and insurance coverage, and that's for all international students. So if God forbid something happens to you or you're in bad health while you're here, then you would be looked after by our health system, and that's free of charge for you. Internship assistance, I just mentioned that previously. So through our partners, you would have your internship, and that is it's guaranteed that it's paid each month. Schengen visa is the visa that you would need to come to study in France. Now, because you have the Schengen visa, it means that technically speaking, you could go and visit other countries within the Schengen region. Now, just bearing in mind that you have a lot of work, 2.5 days of studies, you have 4.5 days of which you will have perhaps some homework to do, but then also a lot of our students, as I mentioned, they have part-time jobs. But certainly during the school holidays, we're closed in the summer holidays, it's coming up soon. And that's and the Christmas holidays, winter holidays, etc. That's when generally students will go away and visit another country for a few days, a week, or perhaps even a little bit more during the summer holidays. Then we have the CAF, which I mentioned earlier. That's the subsidy on accommodation rental from the government. So between 35 and 50% of your rent each month is paid for by the government. And last but not least is the student concessions card. So you have an official student card from our school, backed by the government, of course, and this means that anywhere you go is cheaper for you as a student. You show your card. If it's transportation, it can be up to 70% cheaper. Even food outlets are cheaper for students. If you go to the cinema, it's cheaper. Everything is cheaper for students in France. So you can see France as a whole and as a country are doing everything they can to entice you to come and see us. Now, obviously, we know that some of the countries I mentioned earlier are becoming more and more difficult also to go to study because of the visas, etc. So France is really becoming the popular place to go. And again, everything is in English. To come here, you do not need to have any certification proving your level of English. So you don't need IELTS or anything like that. You just need to be able to show that you can converse, you understand English. And when you go for your interview with ourselves, it's just a short interview on video conference in English. And then even for the visa, it's just a short interview with members of the consulate, just to know that you have the right level of English to be able to understand the courses that you'll be following. So moving on to the actual diplomas themselves. So we have the BBA, or the Bachelor's Degree in Business Administration. Now, we offer two specializations, either the business management, so that's international business management, or it could be international hospitality management. Now, the BBA course has a duration of 3 years. Each year, first, second, and third year, you will have 6 months studies, 6 months internship. So again, the 6 months studies, 2.5 days per week, and you have another 4.5 days to be able to do some homework, get yourself a part-time job, and then the 6 months internship, you're paid for that each month. Eligibility criteria is the European Baccalaureate, or the high school diploma, or 12th grade or higher secondary school certificate, or the equivalent in any other stream. Now, you'll see from the course fees that are on the screen on the bottom, you have Paris, 10,400 euros per annum, and Lyon is 8,500 euros per annum. Now, there is an admin fee of 320 euros, and we're talking about the September intake. Now, we're right on the deadline for the September intake. So if you do want to make September intake, you're going to have to move very quickly. If you miss the deadline, Don't worry, because we have another intake in November, which is literally just 8 weeks later, which goes very quick, knowing that we do need time to obviously prepare you and get you ready for your interview for your visa. So you will see also there's a difference in the cost between Paris and Lyon. Paris is perhaps a more expensive city, so it means that our course fees are a little bit more expensive. However, we have actually put into place scholarships, and you'll see those just in a moment, so that it actually works out pretty much the same cost whether you want to go to Paris or Lyon. I'll show you that in just a moment. Moving on to the MBA, so the master's degree. So this is a 2-year duration for this course. And again, it's in international business management or international hospitality management at a different level. Of course, we're talking of a master's degree. Once again, the course structure is identical: 6 months studies, 6 months internship. And the eligibility criteria is basically that you have your bachelor's degree or the equivalents in any stream. Now, the course fee for Paris is 11,400 for the MBA, and the Lyon campus at 9,500. Admin fee, 320 euros, and the intake again September. But if you miss that, go into November. Moving on to the EMBA. Now, what is an EMBA? It's an MBA for people that have already got their bachelor's degree. However, instead of continuing straight onto an MBA, they decided to go out and work. So for somebody that has their BBA, their bachelor's degree, and then they went out and worked, and they have a minimum of 3 years working experience, then you can apply for an EMBA. It's exactly the same in terms of value. It's an MBA. It's just that you can do it over 12 months instead of 2 years. This course is only available in the city of Lyon. The course fee is 11,200 euros for the year, and there's a 320 euro admin fee. And the October month is for the intake. So intake this October, and again, only available in the city of Lyon. Talked about scholarships earlier. So you can see if we look on the right-hand side, Paris campus, for the first year, we're giving a 1,500 euro scholarship, which means that the first year in both campuses is pretty much the same cost. For the second year in both campuses, 3,000 euros as a scholarship. They're on a first come, first served basis. The EMBA, 1,000 euros off the course fee, which is of course over 12 months. To apply, it's very simple, the process. We basically need just a few details from you. What I must say is that as long as we have the application form completed, copies of your passport, your updated CV, and a letter of motivation, then you will have an interview with us. And from the time that we've received your documents, within a few days, no more than a week, you should really know whether you've been accepted or not. If you've been accepted, then we will take you through the process, building up to the visa interview, and then obviously taking you through everything, including when you arrive in France. Okay, so just a last word here about accreditations. Now, these are quite important, although you may not know what they are. Basically, if a school has accreditations, it means that they have been vetted, and we know that they're giving a very good level of education. So we have the first one on the right-hand side is Amber Business Graduates Association. Then we have ICRI, which is specifically for the hospitality side of things. Then we have EFMD Global. RNCP, you may not have heard of. It's probably the most important, really, because it's the French government. And then we have the CCI. And now the CCI is the Chambers of Commerce and Industry. We're very proud to say that we're actually partners with the Chambers of Commerce and Industry. And we're one of only 9 schools that are a partner with them. So we're very happy to be able to present that. So I've given you lots and lots of details. I'm going to bring back on screen the 2 ladies that were with me earlier. Just one last point for myself. You have the details of our website on the screen. It's very important for you to go and visit the website to know more about France. If you've never thought about studying in France, you can learn about France. You can learn more about the programs that we're offering, much more in detail, the different specific courses you'll be doing, the amount of hours you'll be spending on each course, and just about generally living and studying in France. So it's really important for you, before you decide to come to our country to study, that you understand a little bit more about what it's going to be like. And we do very often. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can see some of the students that are there that have been talking about their life in France and how it was like to actually go through the system, etc. So it can be quite interesting for you. So welcome back, ladies. Let's just have a look if we have any questions. Okay. We don't have many questions. We do have one from, now I hope I pronounced this right, Aria, I think. Aria?
Sorry. Yeah.
Ari, sorry, I beg your pardon, Ari. I do apologise. Not very good at pronouncing some names. But your question is, what's the maximum time period for internships and is it paid? So, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, basically you have 6 months internship, but each year. So if you're doing a bachelor's degree for 3 years, that means you would have done 6 months each year. So that means in total 18 months of internship. Now, this is quite interesting because we have a lot of students that have done their internship and then they've actually been offered a job by the company in which they've been working, or the hotel or the restaurant in which they've been working. So there are advantages of having your internship in the same company each year, which is what we try to do, depending on what you want to do and, of course, what our partners want from you. But yeah, and it's paid. Yes, it is. I mentioned it's a minimum of, let's be precise, it's 623 euros and 70 centimes. Let's say 624 to round it off. But you can have a lot more than that. Usually you get a bit more if you're on the business side, but the advantage of doing the hospitality side is that you would actually be living in the hotel and you're fed by the hotel, etc. So any money that you have from them is really pocket money. I'm just going to bring up on screen the details of our trusted partner. So you have their email address, you have their phone number as a contact. So if you're interested about studying in France and you'd like to find out more, then please contact our partner, Sheetal, that's here today, but there are other members of their team, of course, and they'll be able to help you make the right decision, whether it's to come to France or to go to another country. They can help you. That's the main idea. And then, of course, you have Lakshmi, who you can see on screen too, that's there to answer any questions. Do either of you ladies have anything that you would like to add to what we've said today? Anything you'd like to point out or?
Yeah, you've pretty much explained everything. That was a very great presentation. And yeah, like you already mentioned, we have 6 months internship program. Like I don't think any other school in France provide that. Like every year, 6 months. That's like a great opportunity for the students. So even considering BBA students, they're having 1.5 years of experience when they graduate, and also they get 3-year degree certificate. And we also provide the students in all ways. We provide French training while they are in India and also while during their curriculum. So that's also a great option for the students. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Sheetal, can we give you the last word because you're our trusted partner? You're the person that they're going to be asking questions. Have you anything you'd like to share with us?
No, sir. Thank you so much for the session, sir. Actually, you explained very well about the France study. Hope everyone clear. If any doubts, they can directly contact our consultancy, ImmiEd Global Study Private Limited. We are trusted and experienced consultancy working in Kerala, so they can connect with us for any help.
That's great. Thank you very much. So I have one last thing for all of you watching. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. This way, any news that's coming out, you will be the first people to know. So thank you all for having been here with us today. Thank you, Sheetal, for your trust, and thank you for being with us today. Lakshmi, as always, thank you for being here. I wish you all a very good afternoon and weekend indeed, and I hope to see some of you in France maybe very soon. Thank you very much, ladies, and thank you all for watching. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.